open plan office. So if you're like trying to work, do business plans, quite details, all you've got is like people yakking on about Facebook and stuff like that. And your phone's going and you can't concentrate. So anything that I'm doing that's complicated, I like to be at home and do it.
Sure.
But then you haven't got access to information that you need.
Sure. Well, with this, on that, you've got all the directories you would have back in the office are available to you. Any calls waiting on your transit, all of that history is there. So missed calls will come up. Any voicemails are accessible to you.
So can you just, like at the moment, I use Outlook web access, which obviously only gives me really my email. So this system, I could log onto the server, right, and actually...
Yeah, it goes back using a system called VPN,
right, that's
virtual private networking, which will go back. If you've got the webmail, I'm using the self-esteem, it's, I can't remember what they call it, it's the Outlook web something or other.
Yeah, web something like that.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but it's like a picture of Outlook in the web browser.
Yeah, that's it. And all I can do is email and like appointment calendar, anything I could normally do in Outlook.
Well, with this sort of system,
if I want to call up client files or anything,
when you're in Outlook with this, what we're using here is we're using Exchange Server, which is talking to a thing called Call Manager. So it's linking Outlook to our phone system. So for instance, if I were to call in for my messages, so if I was at home and I hadn't seen this email, or I was out on the road, I could call in for my messages.
Enter your password, followed by
very secure password.
Extension.
So that'll take me to my phone mailbox, but there aren't any phone messages in there, but there is an email.
Right.
It'll play this for me in real time.
Message 1, an email from extension 2.
I just come from here. If it was outside, it'd give me the email address.
Good morning. Hi everybody and welcome to the Nantgarw. Today we are showing an overview of unified
It's not Steve
communication.
Morgan.
This application, for instance, can convert text to speech and read a variety of numbers, such as telephone 0133527700049, 12,345,250.
Using triggers to humanise those numbers and figure out what they are supposed to be.
100,234. So now you really can get your emails while you are on the road. Oh, it can also read these. Boo-hoo. Ha-ha. Have a good day.
That's fantastic.
Just to carry that on, to make that useful, I could have been on the third lane in the M1 hearing that. When I get home tonight, I don't want that to be in my email box now because I've dealt with it. So what I'm going to do is press the 3 button, which will kill the voicemail, but also kill in Outlook that email.
It just deletes it?
Deletes it in real time.
Can you move it to another file or not?
No, not easily. You'd have to remember a very complicated number sequence, which wouldn't be conducive with driving, I don't think. What you could do is, I didn't do it, I've killed it now. I could have responded to that.
Oh right. Yeah.
So if somebody had sent me that and it was important to them, but I was out driving, I could have hit 4 and sent a voicemail back to the originator. So even if they were outside of our organisation, they hadn't got access to any of these facilities, but they got email, they would have got an email from me with a voicemail attached, right? It would be about 30 or 40k. Just saying, look, I'm sorry, I was out driving. I read your email. I'll phone you as soon as I stop.
That is good.
Because you just think of the number of situations that you've perhaps been in where you've had to wait till later on in the day to check your email, and just to be able to respond now is great.
And the trouble is that the culture now has developed that people think if they send you an email, they communicate and that's done. But if you can get the email or not, they think they've done their job.
Exactly.
It'd be a bit worrying if you was on the M1 and it said you've been followed.
That might, but just read the old driving things like.
But how many times have you done it where you've sent an email to somebody that's important to you at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you don't hear anything back? Well, you don't know if they read it, if they got it. So you send them a text, and you back, you leave them a voicemail, they're obviously not interested. At least that humanises it. If you're on the receiving end of that, you can at least let somebody know that you
I think it's good.
You know, from looking at it from another perspective, if you've got if that's a customer that's come into you and said, yes, I accept the proposal, to be able to respond immediately and say, great, I'm really pleased you're going to work with us, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that, as a small business owner, to be able to communicate with people and get that sort of information in to respond, just adds, in terms of customer service, I think it's just great.
No, it should make life a bit easier.